Haas. Welcome to this week's edition of Kenny's Two Pennies. This week we're going to take a look at another ugly game for the Orange and a preview of the game ahead with those pesky Friars. But first, a word from our sponsor. Hello Syracuse fans. Want to know where I watch the Syracuse games? Right here at Dewey's Third Ward Tavern, Bridge Street in Seneca Falls. Want to watch the NFL? Dewey's has the NFL ticket. And also on Thursday nights, Dewey's has the NFL Network. So you don't have to worry about missing if you got cable. Dewey's broadcasts all Syracuse games, basketball and football. Dewey's has 21 televisions to watch all your sports action. Come to Dewey's Third Ward Tavern here on Bridge Street in Seneca Falls. I'll see you here. Well, a couple nice little words about the football team. First, who knew Greg Robinson might actually improve himself? Heck, he's gone from being the suck job of the thing he did for the Syracuse football team to being the defensive coordinator for Michigan. Who'd have thunk it? You bomb as a head coach, you go back to being a defensive coordinator to Michigan, who also had a suck year but seems to be on the rebound. Interesting. And what about the nice influx of recruits we've gotten in the past week, including a quarterback who seems tailor-made to run the no-huddle spread offense? Finally, Mr. Marone and company seems to be doing the job on the recruiting front. Let's keep it going until signing day, folks. Well. It looks as though another witticism and another thing from Mr. Auriemma, the big coach there who seems to be the female coach's Bobby Knight. Heck, just like Bobby Knight, he needles his players and often shouts and screams when things don't go wrong. Bad one. But now it seems as though because Connecticut decided to show how much better it is against the Syracuse women's basketball team, he's got to show a little unsportsmanship, if you know what I mean. Heck, in the line, it looks as though he decided to shout some things at a Syracuse player, and on the return, she tried to trip him. Well, you know what? For trying to be a female player's Bobby Knight, Mr. Auriemma, you deserved it. Well, I don't know. They're looking at punishment for the SU player, but you know, you needle players so much, Mr. Auriemma. Somebody ought to do something to you. Why, after losing 2 out of 3 to start this real tough session of the Big East schedule, I figured coming home to play Rick Pitino, welcome back to the Dome, Mr. Pitino, and Louisville, I thought maybe Syracuse might have it in them to beat these pesky Cardinals. But who'd have thunk it? Louisville seems to have our number lately. Of course, you go along with very poor shooting from the field. And again, some nice bricks put up by Mr. Anawaku. What do you get? Another disaster. 67-57 final score. 35% shooting from the field. Sometimes it seems as though we couldn't buy a basket. One time I counted 5-6 times on one possession with us putting the ball up, and guess what? No, none of them could fall. Even from Mr. Anawaku down there right underneath the basket. Heck, he can't even make it from the free throw line. Now he can't even make it from underneath the basket where he's so powerful. And also, another collective gasp happened when Andy Routens went down. People thought, oh no, he blew out his knee the way he was clutching his leg. Turns out it was an ankle sprain. But apparently it's going to be severe enough to keep him out of the next game. add all of those dimensions up. Plus, I mean, we had semi-good free throw shooting, especially from Mr. Devendorf and from Mr. Jones. But what do you get? Another disaster, Syracuse fans. Wait a minute, Mr. Harris and Mr. Flynn. Mr. Jones didn't even play. Forgive me for my little mistake there. But of course, I'll get to Mr. Jones in a minute. But 67-57 on our home court. 3 out of the last 4 games losing. And it doesn't get any easier, Orange fans. Wednesday night, we got a brave maybe a pretty good nor'easter to play in Providence, Rhode Island, in a place that could be a hornet's nest for opposing teams, the Dunkin' Donuts Center. And I hope they serve some nice coffee during the game too, because who knows what those pesky Friars of Providence can play like. Providence is a team that could reach up and bite you. And of course, their nickname's the Friars, and their fans are probably known as the most profane in all of college basketball. And there's something really amiss with that. Nicknames, Friars, profane fans, really sounds blasphemous, if you know what I mean. And of course, we go into Providence, and we're going to be missing 2 of our big people. First, Routens. That sprain was a little more severe than anybody thought. Apparently, he's going to be out for the next game, and who knows how long. Hopefully, it's just the Providence game. And also, Mr. Jones, he's going to be lost for the season, apparently with a hip injury. Hopefully, he can get a medical red shirt from the NCAA, a la Mr. Devendorf last year. But whatever. The ship kind of sprung a little leak the last three out of the last 4 games. But with Providence and then Villanova twice in the next 6 games, Georgetown and the big one traveling to Hartford to play Connecticut. It doesn't get any easier. It's going to get harder. And it's going to get a little more interesting. I'm Ken Haas. That's my story. And Levi Anhorn, for you. Booyah! And I'm sticking to it. Put my face on your shirt.